Hey, that's me back when I was in graduate school at an astrophysics conference overseas. And that's me as a smiley postdoc at Princeton University with one of my buddies from the math department, Arlie Petters. Today, Arlie is one of the world's leading experts in what happens to light during its long journey across the universe. But Arlie's own journey to becoming a scientist, although not quite as long, is just as interesting. When Arlie Petters comes home to his native Belize, everybody wants his attention, from kids.
So you must put them back so they could grow big, right? The way you can grow big.
To the ministers. I don't mean clergy. I'm talking about the Minister of Education.
We're very, very proud of Dr. Petters.
And the Prime Minister.
He represents, in my mind, what a Belizean can do.
Arlie is a national hero. He never raises his voice or does anything to draw attention to himself. He lets his ideas do all the talking. Born and raised in the Caribbean sun, he's always had an intimate relationship with light.
Light is a great messenger, traveling billions and billions of light years, carrying secrets.
Arlie knows all about long and arduous journeys. His began in Belize, but it took him to Duke University, where he's a member of both the physics and math departments, leading the way in the field of gravitational lensing.
You could think of the lens in my glasses as an example of a gravitational field. In that light passes through it, it may get deflected, it may even be slowed down. And this impact on the light ray comes under the fancy name gravitational lensing.
A lens that has an effect a lot like gravitational lensing is the surface of a pool. Light, if you ever look at a nice sunny day at the bottom of a pool, what you see is light comes in, gets deflected by the ripples on the pool, and gets focused. We call that pattern caustics.
The word caustic means burning bright.
If you look in your coffee cup, you're going to see one of the most common examples of caustics, where you have two arcs that abut each other into a sharp point called a cusp.
The same thing happens on a cosmological scale. Let's say you're looking at a distant galaxy, and light from that galaxy has to pass through other galaxies, through clusters.
How that light bends and careens through space tells us a lot about what we can't see. And that's most of what's out there.
One of the deep mysteries about our universe is that about 96% of it, we don't really know what it is.
These gravitational lensing effects tell us a great deal about the physics of the universe, because it's, instead of telling us about what's going on with the light, we can see what's going on with the matter.
Arlie boldly went where no mathematician had gone before. He devised a single mathematical formula that could reliably measure how the gravity of many objects, such as galaxies and black holes, shape light as it passes by. His calculation will help astrophysicists determine the structure and environment of objects they can't see.
We could then think of gravitational lensing as a map indeed.
Arlie's pioneering work has won him many awards, and he's received great notice right here on planet Earth. He's the first African American to earn tenure in the math department at Duke University.
We have a very long way to go. In mathematics, for example, you have on average about just 1% of PhDs going to African Americans each year. And that is dismal.
But Arlie understands how circumstances can interfere with learning. He was born in the small Central American country of Belize. He grew up poor in the city of Danguiga. You could count the telephones in his neighborhood on one hand. Yet, 6-year-old Arlie carried around a makeshift briefcase.
I got a lot of pleasure just studying for hours and hours.
Sometimes I have to tell him to go out and play with the other boys. He would go out for a few minutes and come right back.
When he was a teenager, his mother summoned him to live with her in Brooklyn.
That was quite a shock for me. And the first thing you had to do was to get muscles, and you had to know how to fight.
Arlie began Hunter College, but family friction left him without a home. Ready to give up and go back to Belize, he made one last desperate attempt to stay in school. He showed up at the doorstep of Jim Weich, head of a minority fellowship program.
And before I could get the key in, he jumped up out of obviously a dead sleep and said to me, very groggily, he said, "Are you Dr. White?" I said, "Yes, sir, I am."
And I told him my situation.
It was very clear. He'd done some research.
And I said, you know, I would give you my transcript, and I tell you this, I will not let you down.
Time and again, Arlie Petters has defied gravity.
It must have been within a couple of weeks or so. Jim said, you have the scholarship. And he said, not only that, we are making arrangements for you to move into Hunter College dorms. And I couldn't believe it. It was like a miracle. Yeah.
Arlie made the best of the help he received. He graduated from Hunter College, and this is his celebration dinner.
We are the graduating seniors! Yay! Dr. White!
He went on to MIT and then taught at Princeton University before arriving at Duke.
You know, I was blessed to have had many people help me along my path in life. And so, in a sense, I see myself as playing the role of sharing with others the point of view of people that are struggling.
These days, Arlie is trying to fulfill what may be his greatest vision of all. He's gone back to Dan Griga, where light and caustics are plenty, but resources can be thin. Arlie has gone back to give back. Amidst the wooden houses on roads shared by ducks and SUVs, Arlie has created the Petters Research Institute, a place where kids from all over the country, kids like Arlie, can come to excel in math and science and life.
It allows you to develop thinking skills. It allows you to wonder about great things you want to do in life, aspirations, and that was very special to me.
He has created a haven for them. It's a place where they don't have to worry about creature comforts or meals, just equations.
I'm just glad that he actually recognized the country that he came from.
He's trying to help out Belize.
One day I would like to be like him and try to give back to my community.
And he's helped to develop a curriculum to improve math and science education across the entire country, as Belize puts its hope in technology as an economic alternative to tourism.
Science and technology is where it's at in the world of tomorrow, and we have to get there. So the future is there for us, and Arlie represents that future.
Belize has put a lot of hope in the quiet kid from Dan Griga, who made it, then made it back.
If I can get a child to be charged up and to believe in himself, to believe in herself.
Great, this one is yours.
That they can do great things in life. Whenever I see that I've accomplished to have that spark go off in a child, those are the things that I am most proud of.